America's elite literally can't understand why the rest of America doesn't love them, why the rest of America just doesn't listen to them. If only all of us would do what Katie Couric told us, we could have unicorns, pots of gold. Sage Steele is the host of the Sage Steele Show on Bill Maher's podcast network, Club Random Studios. She posted this photo of her and Donald Trump at a UFC event over the weekend. She writes in the caption, cue the divisive, close-minded thoughts and unfollows in 3, 2, 1. Sage joins us now. Nice to see you. Thank you. Take me back to 2016. Did you ever think you would have been taking a picture with Donald Trump at a UFC event?
Donald Trump, no, at the time. This was actually a month ago at the Miami UFC event. And the fact that he even won that election in 2016, I remember how I felt. And I was absolutely shocked, as I think most of America was. But I also think in hindsight, what was going through my mind that night was, wow, America really is tired of the crap and the swamp, as he likes to say, in Washington, D.C., and that's how desperate Americans were for a change, including myself in 2016. So, no, I never thought I would. You said cue the unfollows, right? And I think you knew what was going to happen, and you knew a lot of people who you used to spend a lot of time with, I think fair to say, would deal with the photo that you posted. I'm wondering what makes you different than them, right? Because I think anybody a few years ago would have put you in the intellectual elite before your comments on COVID and other thoughts. And what makes you different than the group in Connecticut that you used to hang out with, that you seem to be willing to at least try to understand folks who are supporting Donald Trump, as opposed to being scornful of them as Katie Couric was? You know what? I just was raised in such a diverse household with literally and figuratively. I mean, I come from an interracial family. My dad's black, my mom's white, and a military kid. We lived all over the world, and it was like we'd have Norwegians to the right and Turkish people to the left and didn't speak our language. And it was just a beautiful, diverse upbringing, and I didn't think about those things, and I didn't care what other people thought if we had different opinions as a kid, and certainly as an adult. The diversity of thought hashtag that I use for so many things, I really mean it, and that's only after, I mean, I've always believed in that, but after I got crushed and canceled a couple of times, and then you're like, wait a minute, the people canceling me are the same ones who are preaching tolerance and acceptance and love and all those things. So you get to a point, honestly, where you're like, okay, I don't care if you don't like me. I just think it should be a two-way street, and when people don't act that way or don't practice what they preach, I now call them out on it, and it feels kind of good. I think it's important.
It's interesting you say that, that it's not a two-way street, right? I think there is a sense of trying to understand by the right or by traditional value Americans, if you want to look at it in that sense, the left in America. But there's not the same desire to understand the right by the left, or traditional values by progressive values. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.